Justinian I was a Byzantine emperor who ruled from 527 to 565 CE. He is famous for his ambitious projects of restoring the Roman Empire, codifying Roman law, and building magnificent monuments such as the Hagia Sophia. Here is a short story based on his life. Justinian gazed at the map of the Mediterranean, tracing the outlines of the lands that once belonged to Rome. He felt a surge of pride and determination, mixed with a hint of nostalgia. He had spent his entire life dreaming of this moment, when he would finally reclaim the glory of his ancestors and restore the empire to its former greatness. He had already achieved much in his 38 years of reign. He had conquered the Vandals in North Africa, the Ostrogoths in Italy, and the Visigoths in Spain. He had reorganized the administration, the army, and the finances of the empire. He had commissioned a massive codification of the Roman law, which would serve as the basis of civil law for centuries to come. He had patronized the arts, the sciences, and the religion, and had built magnificent churches, palaces, and fortifications, most notably the Hagia Sophia, the crowning jewel of Constantinople. But he was not satisfied. He wanted more. He wanted to complete his vision of a united and Christian empire, stretching from the Atlantic to the Euphrates, from the Danube to the Sahara. He wanted to erase the memory of the barbarian invasions, the schisms, and the heresies that had plagued the empire for so long. He wanted to leave a lasting legacy for posterity, a legacy worthy of his name and his title, Justinian the Great. He turned to his trusted general, Belisarius, who stood by his side. Belisarius was his right hand, his loyal friend, and his most brilliant commander. He had led the armies of Justinian in many victorious campaigns, and had earned the respect and admiration of both friends and foes. He was the only man who could share Justinian's dreams and ambitions, and the only man who could make them come true. Belisarius, my friend, are you ready for our next challenge? Justinian asked. Yes, my lord, I am always ready to serve you and the empire, Belisarius replied. Good, then listen carefully. I have decided to launch a new war. A war that will be the final and decisive one. A war that will secure our dominion over the entire Mediterranean and will make us the undisputed masters of the world. A war against our ancient and eternal enemy, Persia. Belisarius frowned. He knew that Persia was a formidable adversary, with a powerful army, a rich culture, and a vast territory. He knew that Persia had been at war with Rome for centuries, and that the conflict had never been resolved. He knew that Persia was ruled by a shrewd and ambitious king, Khosrow I, who had recently expanded his realm and had allied himself with some of the remaining barbarian kingdoms. He knew that Persia was not a foe to be taken lightly, and that a war against it would be costly, risky, and uncertain. Persia, my lord, are you sure? Belisarius asked. Of course I am sure. Persia is the only obstacle that stands between us and our destiny. Persia is the only threat that can undermine our achievements and our security. Persia is the only rival that can challenge our supremacy and our authority. Persia must be defeated once and for all, and you, Belisarius, are the man who will do it. Justinian smiled and handed Belisarius a scroll. It was a declaration of war, addressed to Khosrow I, King of Kings, Lord of Persia. It listed the grievances and the demands of Justinian, Emperor of the Romans, master of the world. It was a bold and arrogant document, full of insults and ultimatums. It was a challenge and a provocation, designed to inflame the pride and the anger of Khosrow. It was a declaration of war and a declaration of intent. Take this scroll, Belisarius, and deliver it to Khosrow. Then gather your troops and march to the east. Cross the Euphrates and invade Persia, defeat their armies, capture their cities, and destroy their empire. Bring me their riches, their treasures, and their glory. Bring me their king, their crown, and their throne. Bring me Persia, Belisarius, and I will make you the greatest general of all time. Justinian embraced Belisarius and gave him his blessing. Belisarius bowed and took the scroll. He saluted Justinian and left the room. He was ready to be his emperor and to fulfill his duty. He was ready to fight for the empire and for the glory. He was ready to face Persia and to face his destiny.